Destiny 2 Renegades releases very soon. This video has everything you need to know story-wise to get you ready for the new DLC and next adventure in the Fate Saga. Welcome Guardians, let's dive right in. So Destiny's story is massive. I've made many videos of the entire story if you're interested in that. But the Edge of Fate back in July though began a completely new saga. And while a lot of the story might be confusing for the overall universe, it has a new launching point for the game in terms of introducing new players to different types of stories, not the light and darkness saga of the previous 10 years. Renegades Expansion 2 for this saga comes out next Tuesday, December 2nd, so I'm going to recap the story you need to know before we jump in. Before we talk about the story of the Edge of Fate, let's lay some groundwork so you better understand the following events. So Destiny has a group of aliens called the Nine. They've existed in the game's story since the beginning, but they were always sort of a mystery. At the beginning, all we knew was that they sent Xur to the tower to give us some weapons. Over time though, we got sprinkles of information. They were dark matter entities, dark matter dust. There are 9 of them, and they are connected to the planets and bodies here in the Sol system. They are not the planets themselves, just these dark matter consciousness forms that are anchored to each of the body's gravity, the sun included. We also know that they depend on the life on those planets to survive, so if the life on Mars, for example, died or the planet exploded, that member of the Nine was gone too. The Nine have always been interested in ways of breaking free from their constraints, maybe like making a physical body, maybe ascending to something greater. They've always been interested in the Guardians and entities that can wield paracausal powers like we do, as they themselves cannot. They would try random experiments to test limits of Guardians' light powers, like blinding us to the Cabal's approach in the base game of Destiny 2. But they've always been in the background, waiting things out and scheming. These are the members of the Nine. Starting in numerical Roman numerals, it goes from 1 to, of course, 9. 1 is Mercury, 9 is the Sun. Each member of the Nine speaks a different way in text and grimoire cards, and this image by Hex Cody shows it off very well. The Nine are also divided amongst each other in 2 different factions, the Inners and the Outers. The Inners consist of the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. And the Outers are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. The Inners are curious about humanity and our powers. They want to work alongside us to some extent and really care for the life on our worlds. They are the ones who created emissaries like Xur and Orin to interact with us physically. The Outers are the ones who really care about freeing themselves from their constraints. They experimented with different realms, gravitational anomalies, and other things to try and do so. Let's talk about the character called the Drifter. The Drifter is a character who's always been on the run. He never really trusted anybody. He concealed his ghost to keep his powers hidden in his early days after revival, and he ran with many different crews. Along the way, he encountered a guardian named Nasya and became kind of close to her. But Nasya, after losing her light and getting sort of depressed, heard secrets about this group called the Nine, and one day would seek them out.
He talked about you a lot. Said the Queen trusts you to talk to the Nine for her. That true?
Yeah, sort of. Doesn't seem important anymore.
Yeah. Well, you ever need a shoulder to cry on, I'm here for you.
This led her down a path of becoming the emissary of the Nine, known as Orin. The Nine can't physically exist here, yet at least, so they need those go-between emissaries to do some bidding for them. Zur was a failed prototype, Orin was the first real emissary. Orin the emissary would visit the Drifter in her new form and give him a gift from the Nine in Season of the Drifter, which was the Hall. We didn't know much about the Hall, but the Nine told the Drifter to keep playing the game of Gambit, powering up the banks and summoning primeval enemies. Turns out, years later in the Edge of Fate, there was a reason the Nine told him to do this. We'll get to that later.
Dredgen.
No, not anymore. It's Drifter now.
You have proven yourself worthy. Accept this gift from the knife.
A gift? What gift?
Our next character is the conductor, Maya Sundaresh. Maya Sundaresh was a Golden Age scientist. She was a part of the Ishtar Collective with her wife Chioma and some others. They studied the Vex, their simulations, among other things. One specific event had a Vex simulate copies of the entire research team, so they had to call in the Warmind Rasputin to help them rescue those copies. The copies were rescued and allowed to scout the Vex network on their own and explore. So basically what you need to know is that 200 plus copies of themselves existed in the Vex network. Her team eventually found themselves on Neptune, where they discovered the Alien Veil artifact. This is basically the opposite to the Traveler, the darkness version of it. Here, her studies and experiments drove her mad. She did many crazy things on her own crew and exo-minds trying to link them together. And she died in what she called the conductor's chair, trying to control a chorus. After the final shape, the Traveler unleashed 3 artifacts called Echoes. Each one had power to be obtained. And one of these made its way into the Vex network, and the dead Maya Sundaresh, who died in that conductor's chair, reached out and claimed it. The Echo's power rebuilt her body, thus she became the conductor. Her Echo, the Echo of Command, allowed her to compel and control beings. So with it, she built a new Vex army centered on individual needs compared to a collective, and began her plan to bring back Earth's Golden Age and to find her partner Chioma. Here is the state or story of the universe so far. I'm assuming you know this at this point, but this of course is Destiny. You play as a guardian who wields magic powers and fights evil aliens. We just spent the last 10 years building up the Light and Darkness saga, getting powers of light and dark, defeating the Witness who wanted to enact the final shape and end the universe in its own perfect image. Last year's content involved 3 episodes. Like I said, after the final shape, the Traveler unleashed those 3 Echo artifacts, and as you can guess, 3 different enemies controlled one of their own. The Conductor was one of them. Those stories closed some previous plot threads and also introduced some new ones, like Maya and her army.
I command you! Not this time. I can only make you look. Perhaps, in time, you will see.
In July of 2025 this year, Bungie launched a new saga called the Fate Saga, with its first DLC titled The Edge of Fate. So let's summarize what happened in that expansion. The story begins with Orin, the emissary of the Nine, breaking free from her role. 3. The member of the Nine connected to Earth speaks and summons her to begin a new age. 3 guides all of us toward these events that are about to happen. Like in the European Dead Zone, Ikora investigates an anomaly when a pre-Golden Age train appears, carrying coordinates to Kepler. This location far out at the edge of the system is our new destination. And it turns out there's a black hole at its center. If not dealt with, the black hole could consume the entire system. Following the signal, the Guardian arrives on Kepler, and with direction from Ikora, Drifter, and Orin, we realize something strange is going on, very strange, and the 9 are likely involved. We hear distress signals and meet a new character named Lodi, who quickly becomes an ally with us. Lodi tells us that he's been here for a while, but time is all messed up.
A singularity, a distress call, and now another ancient train. But how do they all connect? More importantly, how can we help? Circumstances suggest we were invited, but we don't know who sent the invitation.
Earth?
Have you been here a while?
I have journal entries tallying 4 weeks, but my 5 o'clock shadow says a day. Something's wrong with time. It's my job to investigate. Sorry for all that earlier. My name's Lodi. My introductions aren't usually that rude.
He shows us around, tells us about the House of Exiles Fallen, and the stranded human civilization that lives here known as the Aeonians. Both have been altered and warped by dark matter. The Aeonians once cooperated with the Exiles. They lived on Kepler in harmony, but recently have become enemies thanks to resources and also their ideals. Aeonians worship this anomaly they call the Holy Anomaly and are very scientific. The Exiles follow a crazed Kel leader who wants to ascend into a singularity too. To stabilize this singularity black hole, we must collect strangelets, capsules of dark matter necessary to lock the black hole's expansion, or at least allow us to reach it. So that's sort of the main goal of the campaign. Do different missions, you'll get these strangelets at the end for completing them. The first half of the campaign or so has us learn more about Kepler and its anomaly through our battles with Lavask and his dark matter House of Exiles. He channels dark matter through his followers and is preparing a catch to ram the anomaly. They even overload an Aeonian reactor that's feeding the singularity. Lavask always speaks about this giver that they worship, the giver that they follow. And it turns out that this is the same as the holy anomaly that the Aeonians speak of. So lots of black hole and gravitational worship going on around here.
This world will slip into unknown spaces, as I have seen it. Exiles with it. Their death is fated to be reborn.
A gift from his giver.
The giver and the singularity sound like synonyms, but I can't see how a black hole gives anyone anything.
Given what we know, my hypothesis is that the source of the Holy Singularity, as the Ionians call it, and the Exile's giver are one and the same.
Ikora, the 9 invited us here. It was 3. The thought just... It's like it unlocked in my head.
The 9. 3. They didn't just bring us here to deal with the Archon. The 9 are extra-dimensional beings. They're connected to the celestial bodies of our solar system.
Eventually, though, we learn the truth about Lodi, that his name is actually Louis Yarrow, and he's from a different time period entirely. Louis is from before the collapse, where he worked for the Department of External Observations, studying extraterrestrial contact. Louis was a linguist, and he answered a call, an anomaly in containment at that DEO facility. From there, he was pulled forward through time, here and now, to Kepler.
So Lodi, tell me more about how you got here. The more we know, the better chance we can find a solution.
All I know is I woke up here 4 weeks ago in a singed suit. I don't remember how I got here. I know I'm from Earth. I remember my family, but not much else.
That sounds like how a light bearer would wake up, but you don't have a ghost.
No, I'm alive. I mean, you probably know more about this place than I do. But I do remember hearing Guardians have a complicated relationship with memory. Is there any truth to that?
That's a fairly common question. Guardians forget who we were before our first resurrection. We forget in exchange for the light.
Shame. Feels cruel.
Lodi, I need to be frank. I don't buy your story.
Yeah. Well, you don't know the half of it. If I wasn't me, I also wouldn't buy my story.
What do you know about whatever brought you here?
Nothing. I woke up here in a singed suit after the most insane fall of my life.
What's going on?
I want you all to know, at once, that I sincerely apologize. I withheld the nature of my arrival. It was for the sake of the place I'm in service to. My people protect many secrets, but now it's clear I'm too imperiled to continue this deception. I've concluded I'm in deep shit. Miss Ray, you explained how Guardians used to be just people who died and then were reborn. You said they forgot everything about their old lives. Maybe part of you knows you can believe me.
Out with it, Lodi.
My people and I discovered a signal in deep space which connected to an object we found under our city. It brought me here. All the way from the space age before the collapse. I'm from the past.
How?
I picked up a phone.
I felt the ringing more than I heard it. The when and where doesn't matter anymore. It's all gone. What does matter is that the unknown was calling. Long distance. I knew if I didn't pick up that phone, I'd regret it for the rest of my life. But whatever was on the other end wasn't chatty. Reached out, pulled me through time and space. I should have been afraid. Because it was one horror show after the next. I was skipping around like a needle across the record, jumping from track to track because of my will was not my own. But I wasn't afraid. Not of death, not of aliens, not of whatever this was.
So Lodi struggles with that. Imagine being in the 70s or the 60s with a job you enjoyed, with a family that you loved, and the next moment you are hundreds of years in the future. No one knows you. You don't know anyone. Your family is gone, and everything you've ever known was gone. That was the situation, but Lodi knew that he was here for a reason, and it all seemed to be connected to the Nine. Through the story, he can feel his body changing, his mind. And while the Nine were losing one emissary in Orin, they were gaining another one in Lodi. Orin, throughout the campaign, speaks to us. She's breaking free, of course. She has some valuable things to share about the Nine, but other times she can't really recall their messages as her mind has become fragmented and changed.
Do you know something about who brought me here?
I know you will be elected to become something impossible. Your molecules have already volunteered.
I'm sorry, my molecules?
I was the emissary as you are, and will become the same. I quit, and it left me transmuted. I think if I can help you adjust, I can reclaim my mind.
The Drifter is also on Kepler too, because of his interactions with the Nine and Orin. He's brought the hull attached to his ship, the hull that the Nine gifted him years ago, and says it's been acting funny. He also has a strange feeling.
But listen, hero. Ever since we got here, something's been scratching at the back of my brain. The hull's acting up. I don't reckon I know what to do with it, but I've got a thought. You could go so far as to call it an inkling. You've banked a lot of motes over the years. Maybe it's time to cash out.
The Vex are also an enemy here on Kepler. Remember the Conductor? Well, she was on Kepler, and now her forces are too, seeking information about time, dark matter, and the Nine. She still has that goal of restoring the Golden Age and her partner, Chioma.
Your continued interference has been noticed.
The Conductor. Even out here, anyone who stands in the way of restoring your new Golden Age ends up trampled. You're here to make things worse.
Am I? I understand our designs for the future seem mutually exclusive to you, but I have ignored the Guardians since Nessus.
What power does this Maya bear? It's hives and nausea. Whatever paracausality she wields is fundamentally rule-breaking.
You chase a villain of your own imagination. My goals are not against you. They are above you. Now, leave us.
She's still going to throw everything she has to get us out of the way. Gate Lord incoming! There's reason to suspect the Ionian ancestors arrived before it began. Imagine watching the world end from the edge of the system.
Ikora, when was all this? Did the collapse happen in my time? Did my family die in an apocalypse? Or did they get to grow old and die happy? I need to know that they live a full life, even if I'm not there to see it.
A big theme of this DLC and saga is of course fate. All of the characters in this expansion are here for a reason story-wise. Lodi brought through time, the Guardian, Ikora, Drifter, Orin. And it's around this time in the campaign where Ikora learns her truth.
Guardian, these words are not my own.
Progress. Trending and fleeting. Met with primeval victory. Set in motion to vivify. Did you play the game? Keep eyes on the field. Bank every note. Instructions given and heeded. The Drifter's Hall arriving. We hope you prepared. Help. Did you pay attention, Guardian?
Orin, as far as I'm concerned, the Nine ignored every single one of our existential threats in recent memory. Gaul, the Hive Pantheon, the Witness. None of them warranted extra-dimensional intervention?
Oh, they intervened. You'll just never know. Everything you listed happened because the Nine allowed it.
Eyes up, Guardian. Here's the source of all the trouble.
They've wronged you, Orin. That much is clear. But their interference in the larger affairs of Sol seems minimal.
How about on your cohort? The Hall? That hideous thing dragging behind the Drifter's ship. The Nine gave it to him years ago. Didn't say what for. He tell you it's reacting to Kepler?
Yes. He was almost uncharacteristically forthcoming with that information. He's got the situation under control.
You don't understand.
I'm trying to. To be clear, I don't doubt the Nine exist, nor am I trying to minimize your struggle for freedom, Orin. You said we came to Kepler at the Nine's behest. But so far, all I've seen is a planet on the brink of annihilation unless we do something to stop this black hole. Where is the intervention?
It already happened. The Nine collected their tax. On the Drifter's Hall. On Lodi's gift. On the Guardian's calibration. On you, Ikora.
They want to talk to you. To help you understand, both of you. Oh no, don't touch it. Sorry. I don't know what happens if you touch it.
You hold it. Guardian, get close.
Two speaks on behalf of three, that you might grasp your necessary presence at this point in space, in time. Commander, your first step, scheduled at our hand. An intervention necessary to ensure attendance.
The Nine killed me to get me here?
From simple perspectives, the technicality. Lightbearer, thank you for your attendance with minimal interference. To you we say, vengeance required. The culprit lies within. The Drifter must prepare his gift. Emissary, reveal your truth. Wake the dead. They will speak. You will listen.
Why would we listen? The Nine manipulated our lives. How far back?
Two showed me how you died. But I already knew the rest. You deserve to know the truth. I'm sorry, Miss Ray.
Now when I call you up, it's like your phone don't ring, baby. And when I see you in a crowd and call your name out loud, it's like you don't hear a thing. Like a king who lost his crown. If you need me, I'll be around. Treat another past. But right now, darling, when it feels like my world is falling, I hope and I as I hang my head in shame, dreaming of the past.
Ikora, as a human pre-Golden Age, worked at the DEO too, and the Nine orchestrated her death so that she would exist in this moment. So Louis Yarrow and Nella Davis, Lodi and Ikora, knew each other. Now, they were brought together through time because of the Nine shenanigans, and your Guardian was here to figure out why. The Conductor and her Vex attempt to contain the singularity by creating a quarantine field. Now, the Guardian disables it as things get pretty hectic. But it's in this mission where we learn that the Nine have a hand in a lot more than previously thought. They've been pulling strings through events like the Red War, the Final Shape. They didn't necessarily orchestrate some of those things to happen specifically, but rather just allowed them to happen and play out, like the Drifter getting his haul years ago. Throughout the campaign, it becomes clear that 3 is important. 3 led Ikora to Kepler with that anomaly in the EDZ. 3 brings the Guardian here and sends messages to Lodi that he believes are important. Yet throughout the adventure, we don't hear from 3 at all, so it seems something is gravely wrong.
Resurrection was enabled by our hand for this purpose. Your action will end the looming horizon. For this, you were positioned, set into orbit. This and 3's message to come. Always loved warming your armor, Sunshine.
Something's wrong. 3 isn't talking. I just see flashes. Brooklyn, but everything's on fire. Is this the collapse? Oily rain? Heads tip back. People don't know it's irradiated.
Lodi! We're running out of time.
Talk to me, please. 3, we need help. It's just showing me things. An eruption in a tundra, a bear boiling in mud, in a forest of ash. 3, the reactor is melting down. We need you to help us. Stop showing me a meteor. Talk to me. Damn it! Why are you showing me this? Why won't you help?
Cut the connection. Lodi, Orin, find cover! We're on our own.
Just before our final mission, the 9 speak to each other through Orin and Lodi. They decide to cast a vote. 1, to vote for Lodi as the new emissary, and 2, vote for the Guardian to become a weapon of the 9. They all vote, but a final vote is needed from 3, who appears to be absent. It's the Guardian's job to seek that vote in the final mission.
Your captured audience assembles. Invitation to notarize transfer. Tonight the weapon answered.
Speak what 8 have spoken.
Quiet your clods and gases. We all have else things to be, but only one right now.
I hold the vessels. Old.
And new.
This quitter is an outcast, but still connected and useful.
This beautiful boy is the emissary to be. Paperwork permitting. And you, Guardian, you are the weapon we chose by right and trial.
The weapon guides the transfer on the edge of its paracausality to shroud this chained sequence, to fell Vex and parry prediction. Be ours.
Kneel! Kneel. And let your knobby quarks press the hadrons. Do all present here ratify this contract? Aye or nay?
Denial.
Predictable. My vote is aye. Obviously.
Emissary appointment, declination. Weaponized flesh tool, affirmation.
As you sustain us, you will sustain us. fool accepts.
Yea, unsheath the weapon. But reactionary choices. Empty-seated. Nay, to the emissary.
Stupid to ignore threat, arm ourselves. We never move without intermediaries, I to all.
Complete, abject, insulted refusal.
Ridiculous! 6! We are at war! One casts our vote in the affirmative.
This council sees the weapon loosed, but stands unmoved to ratify an emissary. 8 votes cast. 1 remains. It is required. Weapon, you are charged with seeking the final vote. 3. Our vacant gives you what you need.
Never again.
I'm gonna throw up.
Seek 3 at the altar. All paths converge, Guardian Weapon.
But what they don't realize is, I don't know a damn thing about it either. Honor called it an engine of pure potential. But potential for what? I never knew, or cared. Long as I fed it dark motes, it kept spitting out primevals, and that was good enough for me. But since we arrived here, that old hall's been acting real squirrely, like it's trying to give me the slip. I never thought of the motes we put in there as sentient. Of course, all the baddies you dusted probably felt some kind of way about it. But the motes themselves, I reckoned they were just leftover scraps from your target practice. But the way the hall's yapping at me, I think maybe they wanted to be dunked. And now, they want out.
In the final mission called The Message, we head toward the Singularity and learn the truth. 3 is actually dead. The exiles are feeding off of its corpse and plan to ascend into the black hole, complete their grand design, as they say. The Guardian kills Lavask and Drifter realizes what he must do.
How could you? How could you take this from me? May you rend and burn for an eternity in the Singularity's embrace.
I just had the craziest idea I've ever had in my life. What if we can wake it up? What if that's what the hall is for? Play the game. I spend years filling it with energy. The hall knows what it was made for.
3 intervened, so Drifter would bring the means to revive them. Brought Lodi to give them a voice. Summoned the weapon and myself, so we would hear their message.
I don't want to see 3 again. You were brought here to raise the dead. Bring them to life. They'll close the tear. Wake them and listen.
Orin, wait. This call is different than the others? What happens to me if they're dead?
I guess you'll find out.
Guess so. Whatever you see, don't worry about me. I was made for this. Line's open, weapon.
On your signal, hero.
You got us here, Guardian. Now get us the answers we deserve.
When you're ready.
Not running from this one. As much as I'd like to. every day you resurrect a god.
You stand here, that I would not die alone again.
If you cannot give me what I want, what can you do?
Still I die afraid, at your sister's command.
You are a being who bends all rules. Why do you fear breaking this one?
A death ensures extinction. Listen carefully, children of my earth. To survive, you must bind the nine. It cannot be done. The weapon will do it. Strike true, weapon. Goodbye, Ambassador. Goodbye, Commander.
Come, coward.
That's a neat little trick. Thanks, friend. I'm fine. I'm dead again. Or 3 is dead again. The 9 can't exist here. Same as we can't exist in a painting.
3 said their death starts a chain reaction that leads to extinction. But if they went through all the trouble to get us here, to send a message to the children of their Earth,
Then it must be a warning, not a promise. 3 gave us instructions to prevent extinction.
bind the 9. A dying wish to save us. We're asked to do something we're told is impossible, on threat of universal extinction. All 3 of our lives altered by the 9 to bring us here, to receive the message. Guardian, Weapon, Ambassador Lodi, and me. Vanguard Commander, apparently.
And I never meant to go into politics. I still don't know what I am now. But I know I'm still me. I want to help. I want to say hello. The heavens aren't raining fire yet. All we can do is pray that 3 bought us the time we need and get to work.
It's back. The hall is back, like it never left. Take a good hard look. 9 touched. They won't let me go. We eat our hearts out trying to help, but things always get worse. That's fate. Long life just means you get a good view of the carnage.
We're not out of the game yet.
Yeah. We're in it. As pawns.
I'll go after him. We will figure this out.
Yes, ma'am. You both know my situation. This is my time now. I want to be of service. Is there a place on Earth for me?
What kind of colleague would I be to leave an agent behind?
When 3 spoke through me, I think I saw time the way they do. Flat. Like I was high up and could see my life all at once. It was hard to make out where I came from. It was so far away, but I could see where I am. I fit here. Like 3 knew I was the best agent to poach. What can I say? I bring that special something you won't find for another 1,000 years. From that vantage, way up high, I saw that I don't go back. And that someday that'll be okay. Because I'm needed here. I can be the emissary humanity needs. Create a bridge between us and the extra-dimensional suits. Bind the 9. It'll be dangerous. Sounds fun.
So here's what happened in that cutscene. The Guardian needed that final vote from 3, who was of course dead. Drifter, using the Hall the 9 gifted him years ago, used all of the power inside to revive 3 just for a moment. 3 is the one who speaks in that scene. We learn that we must bind the 9 or face universal extinction, our goal for this saga, I guess. This was the reason we were all led here by 3 in the first place, to hear this message. Briefly after that message, 3 dies, because the 9 cannot exist in our dimension physically. So 3 only had really enough time to just share this message after its revival. Lodi is the new emissary of the 9. The Guardian is the 9's weapon. Ikora is referred to as a commander. And Drifter was completely transformed by that final cutscene. It aged him rapidly in just seconds. He was sort of really angry after this took place. And as Renegades hints, something bad could happen. Now there was a bit more going on behind the scenes. I kind of gave you the easy explanation first. You saw the conductor in that cutscene too. So the conductor actually arrived on Kepler before we even got here, before the Edge of Fate DLC. She interacted with 3 and asked it to replace current Earth with Golden Age Earth of the past. But the 9 cannot send objects back in time, only forward, thus why Lodi is here and can't go back either. So 3 couldn't replace the Earth that the conductor wanted. So what did the conductor do? She dragged 3 into our reality, which killed it instantly. The conductor got the knowledge she needed, learned about the 9 and black holes, and then left. She talks to us throughout the expansion, but says that she's already learned everything she's needed. So the whole Edge of Fate campaign, 3 was already dead and killed by the conductor. We get that message at the beginning from 3 to arrive, eventually find its dead corpse, revive it for a moment, and hear the message about binding the 9. Ash and Iron was an update in September. It wasn't too crazy, but had important story elements involving the conductor too. Here we learn the conductor's echo is failing her. Parts of her Vex army are breaking away and becoming more free. What she did on Kepler didn't seem to work, now she's got to find new ways to complete her plan. In Ash and Iron, the conductor's forces invaded the tower, and then the Plague Lands in search of Golden Age technology. She also managed to mess with timelines to some extent. Next to her Vex army, she also pulled Red Legion Cabal through time, who also fight for her cause, which was strange. In the exotic mission, her forces invaded an old Warsat facility in the Plaguelands, a facility that was built during the Golden Age. She was going to launch a Warsat through the system to spread her army and plans, but the Guardian was sent in to stop it. Inside that Warsat, we pulled out a Quicksilver axe from an alternate timeline. Quicksilver is basically a super powerful nanite technology. Basically, from all of Ashen Iron, you need to know this. The Conductor's previous plans failed. The Echo, the interaction with 3 on Kepler. Now she's working on new tools to help her plan.
The Conductor's forces are rampant in the Plaguelands. We're sending you in to investigate and take action. Lodi, our ambassador from Earth's past, will be monitoring communications with me.
The Plaguelands have been interdicted for years thanks to lingering Siva. Tech described to me as infinitely replicating evil nanomachines. Oh boy. Well, now it's kaput. The last of the Siva died with the Warmind Rasputin.
Be warned. The danger ahead is an unknown one.
I would not be stopped. The satellite will launch and spread my legions through this whole barren system. So the Echo of Command proved itself worthless. Enough. I have better tools. 2 choices only remain for you, Icor Array. My Golden Age, or nothing. I've chosen nothing. A dead world. An empty future bereft of any meaning.
The future is not yours to shape.
When my command is complete, it will be.
That's the machine. Destroy this, and you destroy the Conductor's ability to bring Red Legionnaires into our timeline. That's a Quicksilver energy signature. One from another timeline. Take it, Guardian.
Lore from this time also hints at Renegades, and trailers provide us more info. Leading up to our next DLC, the Praxic Order discovered that a new version of Cabal were rising in the system, the Barrent Imperium. They stole weapons of darkness from Zur and were interested in the Nine. The events of Renegades take place 2 months after the Edge of Fate. Drifter in his old age form sees a connection between this new Imperium and the Nine. The Vanguard of course know about the prophecy to bind the Nine, but are keeping it a secret from the people of the city. The Vanguard also doesn't want to follow Drifter's lead on the new Cabal, so he forms a crew to do it on his own. The Praxic Warlock Anur, Eris, Ido, the Guardian, and others. We will venture across Mars, Europa, and Venus to uncover the secrets of the new Imperium, and also an evil Dredgen called Dredgen Bale, who seemingly has history with the Drifter. Dredgen Bale hates Guardians and the Traveler and is very evil. Guardians will visit a new social space in the Tharsis outpost on Mars, where you'll see other Guardians, get equipped for missions, and interact with 3 new alien factions. A rogue atheist group of Elixni known as the Pikers. A Barrent Imperium breakaway group led by a Scion in the Totality Division. And the Tharsis Reformation Vex, those who left the control of the Conductor. Together with our ragtag team of Renegades, we will work together to try and figure out what's going on here with this new superweapon built by the Imperium, and how it connects overall to that prophecy of the Nine. So there you have it, Guardians, a recap of the events of the Edge of Fate and sort of overall universe. Hopefully it was easy to understand. If you have any more questions, be sure to leave it in the comments down below. And if you'd like to see some more Destiny news, lore, and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.